know. Oh my god, is it raining? It's like raining a tiny bit.
What? I watched a 20...
Don't put that in.
Don't put that in. I watched a 27...
I would never do that.
Hi guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Apologies for the lighting, it's like really early in the morning and the sun just basically, no matter what I do, I'm not gonna bother showing it, but no matter what I do, there's like light coming across my face and obviously that's not cool. I've addressed this in the vlog. I'm sorry, it's obvious when I'm not wearing a jumper, which I normally am. I did that on a grill, literally trying to get something out of a grill, and put my hand up, and lo and behold, it's left this great big horrible scar, which I'm hoping will go. It looks like it might, but I don't think so. Anyway, if you're wondering, because I use my hands a lot.
I decided yesterday that Matt and I are gonna do a Q&A.
Today, oh my god. Oh my gosh. So you've already seen the clip at the very beginning of what was happening in the SACCONEJOLYs household. Now, I try and not pick apart their day-to-day lives too much. I mostly talk about just the overriding things with their channel, but a lot of their stuff is quite, it can be a bit dull as dishwater, really, can't it? So it can be a little bit dull, like let's call a spade a spade. It can be a little bit dull, but this isn't the very first time. They decided to leave in, all of them were having a conversation, and their eldest decides to put their middle finger up at their dad, Jonathan.
What? I watched a 20...
Don't put that in.
Don't put that in. I watched a 27-minute long video.
That was
And there's a couple things that really did surprise me. Number one was she did it in the very first place, and their reaction wasn't, they didn't try and like rectify it. Do you see what I mean? They didn't try and go, no, like that's not okay, you can't be doing that to us, you know, bearing in mind she's what, like 10. What is going on in that house? And then number two, they were both saying, oh, leave it, like, they were like, oh, edit it out, and Jonathan's the one in charge of like editing out the things, yet he doesn't edit it out. And at this point I think he leaves that in just because he knows that people like me are going to be talking about it. It's the fact that they've also got a really young audience as well, and it's just like, I just don't get it. I mean, call me old-fashioned and whatnot, but if I've got two kids, one is nearly 6, other one is 3, so I'm not at that stage yet. If my kid ever did that to me, you best believe I'd be trying to rectify that situation. Do you know what I mean? Like, there was no consequence. I don't mean like harsh punishment, but I mean there was no consequence. There was no consequences to follow up on those actions. This isn't the very first time quite recently where we have seen even one of their younger kids coming out with all sorts of stuff. I'll play it to you if I can find it.
pack up your bit. She knows.
He leaves that in, and I'm just so confused. I'm not like, yeah, fair enough. When you're a little bit older, when you're 10, you might not understand what it means. You just know it's something naughty to do. But it was the fact that there was absolutely zero trying to rectify that situation. It was literally just, oh, edit it out.
Don't put that in.
Don't put that in.
And we've seen some of their kids giving the middle finger to them before. It's not new. But why the hell they'd leave that in? I mean, it literally makes me scratch my head. Do you want the whole entire world to know that, like, you don't really parent your kids? Is that the idea behind it? And once again, I'm not trying to parent shame. I'm just saying that, call me old-fashioned, that is a really serious lack of like respect to do to your own parent, especially at the age of 10, well, age of whatever. I know that parent-kid relationships can be a little bit like hairy sometimes. I fully understand that. I've had my bouts with my own family before, you know, where things haven't always been said very nicely and all of that. I do understand that. Like I say, there was just no ramifications for it. It was just like, oh, just edit it out, as if that kind of stuff happens quite a lot. And like I've already said, one of their youngest, not their very youngest, but one of their youngest kids says like a slew of words that's probably been taught by their older lot. What I will say is that just from watching their vlogs, maybe they picked this up from some of the shows they watch. I'm trying my hardest not to be all like judgy pants, even though I know this is probably going to come across as it. But if you've been following them for a little while, they allow their, you know, 8 and 10-year-old to watch Stranger Things, and I haven't seen all of Stranger Things, so I can't tell you what I think it's rated age 15. Regardless, they shouldn't really be watching it anyway, because the difference between an 8 and a 10-year-old versus like a 15 film, it's quite a big jump in terms of like the content that you're then gonna see. And we do know that their kids really enjoy watching these kind of programs, and they probably watch other things as well. I don't know, something's not quite right there. Something really isn't quite right, and I reckon they probably did leave that in so that people would then talk about it. They drum up more controversy. I've gone over this so much recently, but that is literally all they've been doing. So that's like the big thing that I just wanted to talk to you guys about, and then I've got some other little bits of interest that are more lighthearted but just so unbelievably ridiculous.
So now it's all, I can't read what's on the other side.
Matt and Anna. So Matt, who is Anna's best friend, her best friend of this year. I do remember her having a series of other best friends, one including her cleaning lady, who we don't really hear from anymore. So I don't know what happened there.
Well, that's great, isn't it? It's great framing.
I quite like
We have Matt and Anna, and now Anna spent a lot of her time going on and on and on about Matt, and the audience seemed to really quite like it. So they've now decided to come up with their own like it's really bizarre. Matt sort of like created his own, was it Instagram or whatever it was, just for the purpose of like being Anna's like best friend. And I do think this whole dynamic is a little bit strange, just a little bit. I remember Anna saying that this is what Matt told her, that Matt didn't really like her at the very beginning, and now all of a sudden they're like best buddies and they're doing like Q&As together and stuff. It does make me wonder, and I don't want this to come across as ultra meme, but you know when you have people who try and like befriend like celebrities or befriend people with like a bit of money just to try and get some notoriety, like, is that what's going on? So both of them have literally started doing like Q&As. It's like a freaking couples Q&A. I haven't seen the actual Q&A next, but they're off, like it's all she's really talking about at the minute. And I didn't think that Manna would become such a big part of their channel, but it really has. Like every single day she's off seeing Matt, and like to be fair, she does look a lot happier for it. Remember a time when Anna just used to look unbelievably sad all the time, and now she's now got her token best friend, and now she's all of a sudden just doing bloody couples Q&As, literally doing couples Q&As with them.
Okay, I need to count us in.
I'm gonna do like.
Okay.
You know what? Nobody likes us.
You said I'm gonna count you in and then just press play.
No, this is the countdown.
Also, right, just bringing it back to the whole like original point that I was trying to make about how they didn't seem to like edit this little bit out. There was this bit at the end of one of their vlogs. It was a vlog where Anna was showing us, although she was basically showing us how she keeps on top of being a mum to 4 kids, and basically her version of being able to keep on top of things is to have a calendar, a joint calendar on the phone, so her and Jonathan can talk to each other and make plans and then write things down in the calendar. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, praise whoever the hell invented the calendar, because Anna is their #1 fan.
I have this calendar that I love. It's more like a family planner. I used to use like a normal calendar with just like a box per day, but as our family grew, and I would highlight it like so everybody has a different highlight colors.
And all jokes aside, right, Jonathan's little bit was just like, wow, I would never have thought of doing that. It's like, it's a calendar. What do you mean? These people used to have so much bloody help, and this is me being quite nitpicky, but they used to have like dog walker, cook, cleaning lady every single day. They used to have a nanny all the time. Anna's well good at like delegating responsibility, and now they seemingly don't have a nanny and a cook and whatever because we see them doing it all. I'm pretty sure they still have the cleaning lady because we never ever ever see her clean unless she's just wiping a surface. Whatever, it's their money, do whatever you want with it. But she's always delegated jobs. My whole entire point to this is that Jonathan was just like, well, yeah, it's amazing how she's just so organized and I'm really good at doing other things. I just keep all my attention on my thing. It's like, your thing is editing the vlogs, making sure you've got good content, sorting out the social medias. That's basically it. he doesn't really appear on camera anymore unless it's for filler at the end when Jonathan and Anna haven't produced enough quality content to pass for like mid-roll ads. So Jonathan then comes in for like 4 minutes at the end and adds 4 minutes onto the video, just rambling.
I myself and Anna are so well suited because we're so opposite. I would never do that. Like, I would never go through a calendar and organize. Like, I use the calendar, which like reminds me of like work commitments and things I have to do, but I would never go to that level of detail to be organized. You know, I don't care enough about that stuff. But then like the things that I do care about, the things that I do that I'm like, you know, hyper attentive to, are things that I don't need a calendar, because my mind is like already just doing it all the time, and the things that I do all the time, and you know what I mean? But it's like, that's why we're such a good team.
But I'm just like, well, if you think that your job, if you think that you're good at doing what you do, why are your kids swearing and giving you the middle finger and doing it? Why is that still left in the vlogs then? If you're so good at like doing what you're doing. Honestly, the reason why they left that in is because people will start talking about it and it generates them more buzz. Quite literally, that is it. Because swear to you, you can't say you're like well good at doing your job and and then leaving this kind of stuff in your content.
I would never do that.
Or better yet, just not encouraging your kids to do that at all. Because if you're not trying to rectify that situation, you're encouraging it. By not saying anything, you're encouraging it. In this case, they're just, honestly, it baffles my brain. This video has been ultra short and sweet because I don't really have much else to say. I just wanted to add that little bit on for you. But I hope you guys have a great day wherever you are in this world. Take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and I'll catch up with you guys in the next video.
I actually don't know. Oh my god, is it raining? It's like raining a tiny bit.